Hello everyone, welcome to Wi-Fi Learn. We are discussing the topic of classifications of elements that present in the electrical circuit. We can continue the topic. We can see about lumped and distribution element in this video. Lumped element. Lumped. The element which are very small in size and which can be typically represented in a circuit in a smaller size are termed as a lumped element. The elements which are very small in size and in which typically lumped elements are resistance, inductance, capacitance and transformers. These elements are generally represented as lumped element when their size are very small compared to the wavelength of the applied signal, right? The elements are said to be a lumped elements which are very small in size, which are very small. Examples of lumped elements are resistance, inductor, capacitor and transformer. These elements are said to be as lumped elements if they are of small size when compared to the wavelength of the applied signals. When compared to wavelength of applied signal, the size of the elements must be very small. So that element is said to be of lumped elements. Distributive elements are the elements which are not electrically separable. So for analysis, we cannot separate through electrically. So these elements are termed as a distributive elements. Elements, circuit, which are not electrically separated. Electrically separable for analysis. Example, in a long transmission line, these elements like resistance, capacitance, inductance are not separable. So since they are of hundreds of kilometers, longer transmission line, it has bulk resistance, bulk inductance and bulk capacitance. So due to the long transmission lines, this transmission line is a distributive element, where lumped element are the element which are of small in size, where distributive elements are the elements which are of bulky in size. Since in transmission line, the resistance, capacitance, inductance are of longer kilometers, so it cannot be electrically separable. So these are the distributive elements. We can rewind together the different types of elements: active element, passive element based on the waveforms, linear, non-linear, bilateral, unilateral and lumped and distributive elements. These are the different types of elements which occur in the electrical circuits. We can see some of the graphs and identify what are the elements types. For active element, the graph should be of second and the fourth quadrant. Graph should be of second and fourth quadrant for active element. Since it changes the shapes of an electrical energy, the active element would be in second and fourth quadrant. Passive element would be in first and third quadrant. It does not change the shape of an electrical energy. Linear will be of a VI characteristic will be of straighter line and passes through the origin. Non-linear will not be straight line, and it does not passes through origin. It does not obey the superposition principle. We can say like that also. Bilateral is a symmetrical graph. That is, if you change the polarities of voltage and current relationship would not change. It is a symmetrical graph like this. It also passes through a origin. It can make any constant at some value, but it is symmetrical. If you change the voltages and current, it is symmetrical. If you change the polarity, the waveforms are symmetrical. Unilateral is not a symmetrical graph. If you reverse a polarity, the voltage and current relationship would not be same. Lumped elements are of small in size. Lumped elements are elements which are small in size when compared to the applied wavelength. So those elements are termed to be of lumped element, R, L and C of very small size. Transmission line parameters are distributive elements. since it is of hundreds of kilometers, so transmission line is a distributive in nature. Okay, let's see some of the graphs. The graph, whether it is an active element, passive element or linear. Let's check what are those types. So in this graph, the graph is in straight line. The voltage and current are directly proportional. It varies evenly, so it is linear, and it's a graph that represents in the first and the third quadrant. So it represents the passive element. Passive element will have the graph in the first and the third quadrant, and it is bilateral also. Why? If you change the polarity of voltage, the current and voltage relationships are not reversed. They both are same. So it is a bilateral. Got it? See in this graph, this element is non-linear. See, it is non-linear. It is not varying. Assume this is a voltage and current. This graph is not varying linearly. So it is a non-linear. Non-linear. And if you are changing the polarities of voltage, the current and voltage relationships are not same. So it is unilateral. It is a not symmetrical graph. So it is unilateral. And see, the graph comes under the second quadrant. So it acts as the active element also. Active element. Now see in this graph, again it is a non-linear. The voltage and current are not very linearly. So it is not linear, and it is not passing through origin also. And the graph present in the fourth quadrant, so it may be of passive element, right? It is of fourth quadrant, it is of passive element, and it is also a unilateral, because if you reverse the voltage and current relationship, if you reverse the polarity, the voltage and current relationships are not same, and it is unilateral. See in this graph, it is the voltage and current relationship. It is varying linearly. At a particular point it becomes constant. The voltage and currents are not proportional at some particular point. It reaches the maximum value of the current and it is maintaining constant. So it cannot be said as a linear. A linear should be of a straight line continuously. It should not maintain a constant at particular value. So it is not linear. We can say it is a non-linear graph. But it is bilateral. It is symmetrical graph, right? If you change the polarity of voltage, current and voltage relationships are same. So it is bilateral. As I said earlier, that linear elements are bilateral, but all bilateral elements are not linear, right? Bilateral. And check whether it is active or passive. It is passive. Since it is in the first and the third quadrant, it is a passive element. Okay? Check it in this graph. It is a voltage, current. It is in the second quadrant, so it is an active element, and it is unilateral. If you reverse the voltage, there is no current, so it is unilateral, and it is not symmetrical also, so we can say it is unilateral. And check whether it is linear or non-linear. It is not linear. It is not passing through origin, and it is not a straight line. Okay, it is non-linear. And see in this graph, we can see it is non-linear. It is not passing through origin, right? It is not passing through origin, and it is an active element. We have the graph in second quadrant. It is an active element, and it is unilateral. If you reverse the voltage and current relationships are not same, and it is not symmetrical also, so it is unilateral. And by seeing this graph, we can say it is non-linear. It is not follows a straight line, but it is bilateral, right? If it follows a symmetricity. This is a voltage. It follows the same relationship between voltage and the current, so it is bilateral. It follows the bilateral terms. It follows a symmetricity, so it is bilateral. If you reverse the voltage and current relationship are same. But check whether it is an active or passive. It is passive. It is in the first and the third quadrant. It is passive. Got it? By using this, we can find what are the types of elements using the graph. I hope you understood the concept.